I got you guys. Don't worry.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Spike down B.
Mark it.
Last player standing.
I got the spike. One down.
Oh, tonight.
It's worth. At the end of the day, it's worth. No matter what.
Spike's down. I'll feed this in.
One enemy remaining.
What's up, everybody? Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down how to dominate the clutch every single time. Whether you're on a 1v1, a 1v3, a 1v5, you need to know how to dominate. So we're going to be breaking it all down using the clutch master himself, HIKO. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in. But go to the GameLeap website if you want to dominate, if you want to climb to Diamond, Immortal, Radiant, or chase the path to Pro. You need in-depth tips and tricks and guys that is going to help you improve at an incredibly fast rate. So do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now the first thing that HIKO is going to do is he's going to push up very close to this wall and he's going to jiggle out to the enemy jet. Now this is a really good fundamental where you move the fastest because you're the closest to the pivot angle. Across the enemy screen, you're gonna move the fastest because if you back up from that obstacle, you back as far as possible before you peek out. On the enemy screen, you're gonna move very little across their screen. It's gonna be a lot easier for them to hit that shot. Now, on top of that, he's going to re-peek said angle after he got information. So he peeks out, takes a shot, peeks back, and then he's gonna re-peek out, peeking the exact same angle because he knows where the enemy was. However, during that time he de-peeked, he lost line of sight of the enemy, the jet is gonna move. And that's really good fundamentals on the jet's part. This is something that a lot of low-ranking players don't do, where they will be seen, they will be known, and instead of moving, they're just holding again. They're like, hey, that person knows I'm here, but I'm just going to freaking look at this angle, and I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait for them to flick around the corner, and I'm gonna shoot them in the freaking head. That doesn't really work based on Piko's advantage if the enemy know exactly where to put their crosshair. If you are not moving and they know exactly where to look before they peek around that corner, they're gonna kill you like 95, 100% of the time if they are good. And that's why it's very important that if enemies get some information about where you are or where you were, the second they de-peek, you need to move and you need to do it silently so that they actually peek around the corner looking where you were, but you're somewhere else and you're able to punish them while they're not looking directly at you or they anticipated you being someplace that you're not. Now the enemy jet, knowing that HIKO has a sheriff, he's gonna dash and updraft at him trying to kill him. However, HIKO is gonna hit this insane flick shot. Now, while that shot was definitely insane, what did the jet do wrong here? Well, if she timed this exact play a few seconds later, she would have timed it with her engaging teammates that were running at HIKO from behind, meaning that it would have been impossible for HIKO to hit that shot. While it was already a crazy shot to begin with, there was no reason to even potentially give yourself that free death, and that is something that's incredibly important. You can set up your engagements with your allies' engagements to make it almost impossible for the enemy to clutch up, especially if you're coming from different directions. Now after that kill, HIKO's gonna bunny hop, knife out away, going as fast as possible to site and plants. He's gonna get extra money, he's gonna get an ult point, and the earlier you get plant down, the more pressure you put on the enemy to act. If the enemy's position is known or you can't play around them being point, don't play around it. Don't clear point, don't go slow. He needs to get to point as fast as possible in plant. That's his only possible chance of winning, and even if he loses, it's the highest upside. So he's gonna go for it, even though he doesn't have all the information. This kind of comes down to the fundamental concept, play around everything that you can, and then the things that you can't, don't even try. Completely ignore it. There's no point in hesitating or worrying about something that if it's true, you're gonna lose no matter what. This is pretty much true in life as well. There's no point in worrying about shit you can't control, right? It's just the way it is. Now the Omen is actually gonna push in first, and he's gonna hear this Omen push in, and watch how he hugs his crosshair placement just barely line level right above the LOS of this little ledge. And he's gonna line up that shot as soon as it appears, and he's gonna get a easy kill. Next up, watch as the enemy Reyna whiffs her spray and starts to crouch. Now, this is really the weakness of crouching up against one-tap weapons like the Sheriff. It's gonna put you in a fixed, unmoving position where now it's just HIKO aim labs, baby. They're not moving. They would have to decrouch and move, and it's gonna be a really easy lineup. Oftentimes, when you're up against a single tap weapon like a Sheriff, you need to be utilizing your mobility, especially when you have something like the Phantom. Never commit to a crouch. You can spray, move, or freaking even run and gun a little bit. It doesn't matter, but setting yourself in a stationary position is going to get you 100% killed up against a good player that has practiced the Sheriff a lot. Now, the best way to visualize this is imagine that if you're stationary, you're getting like redder and redder, right? And if you get bright red, you just die. So you need to be thinking about, how do I keep myself constantly moving, constantly green, because as I stop, I become red and I die. And if I'm moving, if I'm mobile for a long enough section, I'm green. And you can stop for a second, but you cannot stop for over 2 seconds and slow down just like the Reyna did. If you whiff, that's fine, but you do not need to full commit like this because it could get you killed. Now, once again, HIKO is gonna turn to the last guy and he's gonna push up close to this box and wide swing out. Now, he's gonna actually time his shot on the Cypher during the exact shift in his momentum going from right to left. You see, he's not stopping, but instead he's shooting at the exact moment that his gun is accurate. Remember, that first shot accuracy is kicking in when the counter strafe is perfectly balanced, and he's not stopping for any period of time. He's actually going right back to natural cover, because if he misses, he can play ring around the rosy and try to reload. But because he fires perfectly when that equilibrium is met, he actually gets to be constantly moving essentially, and he gets to fire in that brief window where his bullet is first shot accurate. Now, I want you to notice something about this clutch. HIKO never reloaded, and this is so important. Reloading is almost a sure death when there's way too many people that can push you, and when you reload, you're going to just immediately die because you're in immediate danger, and that's just a sign to everyone that you are vulnerable. This really goes back to exactly what we talked about before. The only way to win is by clutching up and hitting all these freaking shots. So some people were like, oh, but what if I run out of ammo? But what if I need more shots? Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be worrying about these things because you can't play for them. If you do, you lose. So you have to play for the out that is actually available to you. Even if that's high skill, even if it's unlikely, a really great aspect of trying to clutch out is playing for the risk, playing for the high skill, high risk, high reward plays, rather than trying to go this imaginary safe route or worry about the potential of a safe route when that is just not a reality. There's no way that that's gonna work out. There's no way that you could pull off this reload and still live up against 3 people pushing you simultaneously. So you have to play for your out, and your out is to not reload and still make use of every single bullet and win anyways. Now, I think this fundamentally teaches you a lot of how you need to approach clutch situations and how you're going to be pulling this off in your games. But if you want to pull it off more consistently, you got to go check out the GameLeap website right now. We have in-depth strategy courses, VOD reviews, breaking down pro players just like this, match VODs, weapon courses. We got so much on the GameLeap website, so you absolutely have to go check it out right now down below. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely follow me at Twitter at CoachMillsOW. I love yo faces. Definitely stay tuned for more VOD reviews of low-ranked players coming soon, and I'll see you next time.